Raul Franco. And his opponent across the ring. On my left, fighting out of the red corner, entering the ring wearing black trunks, hailing from Mexicali, Baja California, Mexico, and he weighed in at 134 3/4 pounds. His record includes 46 wins, 6 losses, 4 draws, with 31 wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing the former IBF featherweight champion of the world, please welcome the Clown Prince of Boxing, the colorful Jorge Paez. Once again, he is your referee in charge, Rudy Jordan.
Bueno, hombres, ya les expliqué las reglas en el cuarto. Espero que me sigan cuando hable, escuchen. Cuidado con las cabezas, no peguen atrás, no peguen abajo. Quédese con el protector en la boca. Buena suerte, dense la mano.
Nice job. A little buena suerte there in the tail of the tape. And we take a look at Paez and Franco. Franco's an inch taller. He's at least 4 pounds lighter. He's a year older. And Paez has 2 inches advantage in the reach department. Paez with NAFTA on the back of his head. He generally shaves something of a social or political nature there. And he didn't disappoint the crowd tonight. Came in looking as Dracula.
Yes, I think it was nice of Archie Moore to lend Paez's trunks also.
He does come in formal, no question about it.
And he's got his polka dot underwear on it right underneath the trunks.
Yeah, he is a stylish figure, to be sure.
Liberace had nothing on Jorge Paez.
Well, a candelabra or two perhaps, but outside of that, you're absolutely right. But different work, you know, I mean, different forms of endeavor. But at any rate, Franco is in the more uniformly attired. Oh my, right up headbutt right off the bat. Right off the bat. Franco's in brown trunks trimmed in orange.
Little search for blood, unfortunately none found.
Nope.
Now, Tom, as we can see, Franco here looks like he's in terrific condition. He is pulled very tightly.
Right.
And Paez, I don't think, is in the best of shape here. Today he needed extra time to get down to the weight. He had to lose 2 pounds. He came in 2 pounds over. They contracted weight of 135.
Well, I just don't know where the future for Paez would lie. I know that he'd like a championship fight. He was a former featherweight champion. But I don't know if he can. He fought well against Freddie Pendleton in Las Vegas in a try for Pendleton's IBF a lightweight championship. Was knocked down twice, yet was still on his feet when the fight was over. Survived cuts. And I've always thought he fought up to, or in some cases, down to his opposition. Mm-hmm. And he certainly fought well against Pendleton, but I don't know if he can really, you know, battle for a title at 135 pounds. And if he forced to come down to a 130-pound limit, he might just be pretty good shape. Rafael Ruelas destroyed him one night here.
Last November, 10 rounds right here at the Forum.
It was perhaps his worst showing. He's had some magnificent ones, of course.
You know, Tom, even in losing some of the other fights, that Ruelas fight was the only one where he really seemed to be destroyed in. But, you know, as you mentioned, his fight against Pendleton, I thought was a pretty stirring effort.
I did, too.
Yeah, and I gave him 4 or 5 rounds out of the 12 in that fight, despite the fact that he was knocked down early. And a little clowning from Jorge. Yeah. He lost. He fought well in defeat against Pernell Whitaker.
Yeah.
And against Tony Lopez.
Yeah. I think all of the outlandish costumes and that somewhat cloud the fact that there are times that this guy is a very, very good fighter.
Yes. Let's not forget that he made. I believe it was 8 successful defenses of the championship.
Yeah. And he's been in against some very tough people. He's fought some of the best at featherweight and lightweight. Round 1, and he spins Franco around as the round comes to a close. Number 2, Franco in the brown and trunks trimmed in orange. Paez in somber black. The long formal attire from the Mexicali fighter. In fact, both these men are from Mexicali, which might add a bit of spice to what we think will be a pretty good fight. Franco apparently is better than anybody Paez has been in with in recent weeks or months here at the Great Western Forum.
His big problem, Tom, would probably be ring rust. He hasn't fought since May, and that was his first fight in almost 2 years. So he hasn't fought a lot. There's a nice right hand, but right after a low shot.
Yes,
and he's going to be awarded some time, I think, to recover from the low shot.
Paez took a shot. Hello from Mexicali.
But there was the old protect yourself at all times. He may have been hit with the low blow.
Good right hand, but you know, the punch he's kind of landed on the hip.
Yeah.
It wasn't right in the middle of that protector. It was on the right hip, or the left hip of Paez. And was followed by a right hand to the jaw. Paez now, as is his style, hands down, clowning, bobbing, moving his head from side to side. You know, talking about some of his recent fights, you go back to that Ruelas. I didn't think he was in any kind of shape at all. And he gave it one real gasp, if you will, about the 5th round. I thought he had Ruelas in trouble, ready to go. And to Rafael's credit, he refused to go down. He was in magnificent shape against Pendleton.
Yes, he was.
And the fight reflected it.
And your thoughts that this might not be the best division for him, Tom, are reflected by the fact that those 2 guys that he lost to are fighting for the title in February.
That's right. On the 19th, the long-awaited matchup there.
Well, that'll be a big night of boxing here at the Forum. That's going to be a great night.
And I think there still are a couple of other spots on the card to fill. All in all, it should be a pretty good left hand thrown by Franco.
Yep, he's boxing southpaw this round, and he's causing some problems here for Jorge Paez.
That's right. Hit him with a couple of shots. Now, Paez has been known to be a victim of cuts as well. Pendleton cut him. Oh, Franco's on him pretty good. Paez clowning, bobbing, weaving.
By the same token, Franco, Tom, has lost 10 times, but he's been stopped 6 times on cuts. So Paez is a guy who can really work as kind of a surgeon in there if he gets a guy cut.
Yes, he can. He does get cut himself, but he survives them. Franco out of the southpaw style is an inch, maybe an inch and a half taller than Paez. Round 2. Franco's not taking a backward step, Rich. He's in there, hammer and tong. We'll be back. Out they come for round 3.
Tom, I thought Raul and Franco fought a very effective round in that second round. I did too.
Yeah.
And I think his southpaw style served him well. He landed a punch that Jorge Paez complained about, but as you mentioned, it wasn't a low punch in the groin. It was something on the hip.
Yep.
And then right after that, followed it up with a whistling right hand to the head.
He did indeed.
So he landed the cleaner punches in that second round.
Maybe there is something to this being a backyard Mexicali fight. You never know. Franco doesn't seem to be overly impressed with the fact that he's in with Paez, who I'm sure gets most of the headlines whenever boxing is mentioned in Mexicali, wouldn't you think?
Paez just waved. I believe someone was yelling at him.
And he waved to him in the crowd.
From over in the area of the corner of Raul Franco.
Paez is really, he's a case, no question about it. You would suspect that sometimes if somebody walked up and handed him a pen and pencil, he's giving you an autograph right in the middle of the round.
Well, he's done about it all. He's done backflips following the fight. He's worn a skirt into the ring before a fight. He's kissed a ring guard girl between rounds. And in the 6th round of a fight here last year against Brian Brown, while the crowd was chanting Mexico, he did jumping jacks in rhythm with the Mexico chant.
These two, meantime, are toe-to-toe. And Bobby weaving, trying to get inside.
Well, I'll tell you, Tom, I think Jorge Paez came here looking for a Halloween party, and what he has found is a fight.
No question about that. I don't know how impressed or even, should I use the word intimidated, Franco would be in fighting Paez.
So far, he hasn't backed up at all. I think he's better served in that upright position. He gets down a little bit low. Paez picks him off with that left hand pretty good, Rich. And he gets into that crouch.
And Paez there exhibiting some of that hand quickness that he still has, Tom. Even if he is not in the greatest shape here tonight, his hands still can fly with pretty good speed. looks a little more intent now on fighting in this round. Paez does.
No question about it. Franco backs him against the rope. Paez covering up.
Small cut developing right eye of Raul Franco. And I saw that before the headbutt there that they just had up against the rope.
Paez turning, mugging for the crowd. Round 3. 20 seconds to go. Paez is loading up that right hand for him, Reggie. Franco comes back with a couple of solid shots of his own.
Well, you can't just load up against this guy.
No, there is no love lost here between these two. As round 3 is coming to a close, and I think both of them realize they're in a pretty good fight. Franco goes back to his corner.
Let's look at that cut, Tom, which I saw developed about a minute before the end of the round. There it is.
Right up over the right eye area. He turns away right in the eyebrow, apparently. Right in the eyebrow. In fact, maybe just a tad underneath it. And if that one starts to bleed, that will go down into the eye itself and be a major concern. Here's a look back at the action. Paez hits him with a left and a right. Franco drives Jorge back, but later in the round, Paez does a good job of covering up. Franco turned and looked at the official, Rudy Jordan. Which we're on a scorecard. He's got a dead even, 29-29. I think he gave the opening round to Paez. The second one.
Nope, the first one was even. I called it even.
Oh, you called it. I thought maybe we were going to call this one even.
Nope, and then the round to each guy after that. Paez is looking more businesslike now, Tom, but he better be.
This is round number 4. It's scheduled for 10.
Raul Franco has switched back now to an orthodox stance. He fought the first round right-handed, second and third left-handed, and now in the fourth here he's right-handed again. Kind of mesmerized Franco winding up that right hand there and then snuck the left out instead.
Paez is in the black trunks in case you've just joined us. And Raul Franco, also out of Mexicali, in the brown, crimson, orange. They're in at the lightweight limit, 135. Franco's at 131. Paez not in the best of shape. Had to take off 2 pounds by 1 o'clock or so today. Paez at 135. Not nearly as effective as he would be at 130, which is the junior lightweight limit. Working that left hand against Franco.
And he came up with an uppercut there, too, and Franco seemed to have a little nod of respect for him after that shot. I like the way Paez is operating in this round, Tom.
Left hand very busy.
Body and head.
Franco trying to throw that left hook of his own. Turn it into an uppercut. Paez has considerable boxing skills. He's got a good chin as well. Been in against some tough cookies. The night that Ruelas defeated him, probably the biggest beating he had taken.
Right, he took a bigger beating against him than he did in those other fights we talked about that he lost.
Yep.
Paez is doing some real interesting things. He's bending low, crouching low, and coming across with overhand rights over the top.
Round 4 coming to a close. We'll be back. Round 5 live here at the Great Western Forum. I'm Tom Kelly along with Rich Marotta. You're watching Jorge Paez in the black trunks, Raul Franco in the brown. He's fighting out of the southpaw style. Neither man's been down. Done an interesting 4 rounds so far. They come out here for round number 5.
Actually, Franco had better success, I thought, Tom, as a southpaw. Well, look at this.
That too much? What do you call that?
What kind of a dance is that? I'm not up on that.
I don't know. That's the, it's not the Watusi. That's the...
Right in the middle.
He's unbelievable. He's unbelievable.
Anytime he fights, you know when you turn on the 11 o'clock news that night, you will see highlight reel stuff of Jorge Paez.
That's right. Franco muscles him across the corner. Paez, no knockdown, they say. Stumbled and fell. No knockdown. Probably stepped on his dance card and slipped and went down.
That was a solid right hand that afterward that Franco threw. And a left hand. Paez takes it well.
Yeah.
There goes the dancing again.
Yep. And hanging his chin out there invitingly, hands down at his side. He is something. Jorge the Clown Prince. And again, their heads come together. And Rudy Jordan checking for blood. Sees none. They've done a nice job on that cut over the eye of Franco. Bodak over in Paez's corner. He's got more labels and stickers on his bald head than...
He's coming with little cutout pictures of Jorge Paez all around his head.
Yeah.
Chuck's becoming quite a legend.
That's right.
Paez not able to capitalize on that cut of Franco.
No. That and the fact that the corner's done a nice job on it. Jorge Paez. Then in the middle of a flurry, a big exchange, he stops and does the boogaloo or something. Round coming to a close as they stand toe-to-toe. We'll be back. They're coming out for round 6 and look back at round 5, and you can see Franco as Paez staggers away from a flurry. No knockdown, said the referee. And again, they stop the action. Possibility of a head cut or a butt.
But Tom, for all of Paez's antics and dancing and flop that he took there, I thought Raul Franco fought a very effective round, and I gave it to him on my card last round.
I gave it to him on mine as well. I've got this a pretty even fight. And I'm wondering if this thing goes 10, what effect the taking off 2 pounds, not being in the best of condition, coming into the ring tonight will do to Paez. Caught Franco with the right hand going back. Yeah. This combination again.
With the left to right, and Franco seemed to say, yeah, good price.
Yeah.
Appears as though he takes a pretty good shot.
Now, got a good chin. John Beirudi, publicist here at the Great Western Forum, indicated that while he's susceptible to cuts, that Franco does have a pretty good set of whiskers. He's the taller of the 2 men. He's in the brown trunks, trimmed in orange.
Hasn't fought here at the Forum since 1989. And only once in about the last 2.5 years. So I would say, in putting this fight into that context, that Raul Franco is acquitting himself very well.
I would have to agree. I would have to agree. Paez is a quick-handed fighter.
I think Paez should be jabbing here a little bit more, Tom. He's standing back posing a little bit too much.
Well, he has a tendency to do that. And he perhaps waiting to throw that right hand. He does unload it in a hurry. Covers up well. He's a good boxer, Rich. You've got to work hard to get a shot at him. A legitimate flush on the chin shot at him. He's got quick hands and quick movements, good reflexes, and a big flurry and exchange right at the bell. Pac-10 Game of the Week will return to Prime Network this weekend. Coming to you from Eugene, Oregon, the Beavers of Oregon State and the Ducks of Oregon. Up north, they call it the Civil War. You want to be on hand for it. The Ducks and the Beavers this weekend, right here on Prime Network. Take another look back at round 6. Good right hand, and watch, as Franco says, yeah, pretty good punch. Another look at it.
That first left hand kind of turned him around and actually turned his head into that right. A little bit of concern, I think, over there in the Paez corner now.
Who'd you give the round to?
I thought that Paez came back pretty good and won that round.
Let's take another look at Rich's scorecard. He's got Paez up by a point, 58-57. Paez, of course,
It's scheduled for 10. At the lightweight limit, Raul Franco is in the brown trunks. Jorge Paez, the Clown Prince, former featherweight champion, now campaigning as a lightweight,
in the long black trunks. Neither man has been down, although Paez slipped and fell, but it was not considered a knockdown. It's been a close fight. I would imagine Paez is probably a couple of points up on all the cards. What would you think, Chris?
Well, I have it even closer than that. I think I have an even score here after 7 rounds. But I have the feeling that Paez could dominate if he really steps up now and tries to, assuming he's got the conditioning to go a strong 10.
In reference to that, we'll repeat for you again. He had to lose 2 pounds today to make the 135 limit. He was listed at 134 3/4 by ring announcer Jimmy Lennon, but he had to take off 2 pounds to get into the ring tonight. Franco came in at 131. Observation about Paez, I'll repeat it again. He seems to fight up to or down to his opposition. He starts out clowning. He's not above doing it in the middle of the 10th round if he thinks that it is of no import. But when he gets into a serious fight, and I think he's in a pretty serious one right now, he's all business.
He's picking off most of those punches. He's a pretty good defensive fighter. He, I don't mean to say he can't be hit, but boy, you've got to work pretty hard at it because he's quick to pick him off on the arms. Not that that doesn't hurt, or the gloves, but.
By Paez. He comes back with a sharp right hand that hit Brooks flush. And a right left that scores again for Paez.
Momentarily ago, Paez used the cross-arm defense. Made famous first by Archie Moore and copied by George Foreman in his last couple of years.
There's the bell.
The physical conditioning is not a problem for Paez tonight, Rich. He's up, bouncing, moving.
Well, he's a veteran, and he knows all
also how to pace himself. And even with all of his clowning, or he wasn't expending a lot of energy. You know, he looks like he's very, very strong here in this round.
Well, the dance routine probably took as much out of him as anything.
I want to learn that dance.
I don't think so. Somehow.
Yeah, I just don't fit it now.
I don't see it. No. But hey.
Listen, I'm quite a mover.
I understand that. I've known you a long time. I know all about that. Paez goes into his shuffle, little heel and toe routine. In a crouch, now up against the ropes, and now...
Then crouch, dance, 1, 2, 3, 4, turn. Punch.
Got it? Got it? Then crouch. Bob weave, turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, grab a rope. There you are. You got it done. I believe he's got it. Franco could care less. Backs it into the ropes and scores with some pretty good shots. We're in round number 9, scheduled for 10. Somebody said something in the corner over there, and Paez waved his right hand at him as if to say, I'll take care of that later.
Yeah.
Huh?
Somebody, you know, as Tom mentioned earlier, this is kind of a Mexicali backyard brawl, and they're definitely needling him from over in that corner.
They at least got his attention. They hit the buzzword, whatever it is, because he's looked over at him more than once, acknowledging that he heard.
Well, that was some good work off the ropes by Paez when he got to the ropes.
Indeed. Well, if he got down to 130, he'd have to fight the likes of, say, Azuma Nelson.
Or Gabriel Ruelas.
Yeah.
Maybe he'd like the other brother.
Oh, a series of solid punches. All of a sudden, Franco goes to the deck. He's up. Seconds remain, and Franco, I don't think, didn't realize it.
I think he felt that the round was over. He was walking to his corner, Tom.
I tell you, all of a sudden, Paez just unloaded, and it looked like Franco had the best of it in that exchange over there.
Well, it was a continuation, actually. We mentioned about 30 seconds before that Paez was doing great against the rope. Now, check this out. Jorge wants a kiss for all of his good work. And it's got him shimmying and shaking up there.
Put that in your dance routine, too, will you? He's unbelievable. Watch it again. Now, there's Franco working away. All of a sudden, a right, a left, a right.
About a 5-punch combination by Paez. Those shots landed cleanly. He did great work off the ropes there for about a full minute. Here they come. Look at that. 3, 4, 5 punches. All landing.
And then bring on the pretty girls, huh? When the ring card girl climbed in, while she was met unexpectedly, I'm
Round
sure,
number 10, final round of this bout.
So Franco is up and coming out for the 10th. Oh, Paez. Franco's hurt.
Yeah, had a tough time lasting out. I don't think he can last out the round, Tom. He's still very wobbly, and Paez is going to finish him off.
They're going to stop it. Out of his corner to stop it. Rudy Jordan should have stopped it prior to that. It was quite obvious that Franco was in no condition to continue.
You're ready for a backflip here.
Yep. As he came out for the 10th. Well, it's a wild scene, isn't it? It's amazing. The Dracula cap and cape finds time after knocking his man down and out to give the ring girl